So moving on to the next part of the scenario, it says during the year they purchased a patent for 2.6 million, which gives you the exclusive right to manufacture a waste disposal system over a 4-year period. Hopefully you all agree that that would be an intangible asset. Now, the purchase cost capitalised comprises the cost of the patent, good. Other costs such as legal fees, good, anything that's directly attributable to it, and admin costs, where you don't include admin costs into the cost of an asset, they go to admin costs on the income statement. So we now know what the audit risk is. So now let's go and describe, identify and explain that risk properly. So we're trying to identify and explain the risk. Notice what I write here. I write an intangible asset has been overstated or has possibly been overstated. An intangible asset, not a normal asset. I'm being really to the point. If not, you don't get the marks. You can't just say non-current assets. You have to say intangible assets. You have to say whether it's overstated or understated unless you're not sure. In this case, we are sure. We're worried about it being overstated because it should have gone to admin costs, should have gone to the P&L as an expense. But as it hasn't, we're also worried about profit being overstated then as well. Now, we say you have to explain why, and you have to say, well, because we're capitalising potentially incorrect items, i.e. items that aren't allowable according to the IFRS, such as admin costs. We also have to go on and say, and we are worried about amortisation maybe as well, because the calculation of it would be wrong, and maybe we want to make sure that they've got the accounting of it right as well. So that's how you write down your identification of an audit risk. Be really to the point, get your overstated and understated right. Make sure you talk about intangible assets rather than assets as a whole.